When We Two Parted by Lord Byron. Poets Biology, Lord Byron, 1788 to 1824, also known as George Gordon Byron, was one of the leading figures of the Romantic movement. Known for his flamboyant personality, adventurous lifestyle, and deeply emotional poetry, Byron often wrote about love, heartbreak, and the darker aspects of the human experience. General meaning and theme, general meaning of When We Two Parted. This poem expresses the sorrow and pain of a romantic separation. The speaker reflects on the loss of a love that ended in secrecy and betrayal, feeling the emotional weight of heartbreak years later. The tone is one of lingering grief and bitterness, and theme are heartbreak and loss, betrayal and regret, unspoken sorrow, the passage of time and enduring pain.
Detailed meaning, when we two parted in silence and tears, half broken-hearted to sever for years. When we were parted with silence and tear, it led the half-broken heart and severed feeling to the speaker for years. The poem begins with the speaker talking directly to the woman about how they broke up and drifted apart. The speaker explains the pain of the ending of the romance. The silence, line 2, suggests many hidden emotions that are not openly shared, either because the separation was not mutual or because there was a secret or forbidden aspect to the relationship. Half broken-hearted, line 3, conveys sentiment that a part of him has been lost or irreparably damaged due to the separation. Sever, line 4, evokes a sense of violence and emphasizes the emotional trauma resulting from their separation. Pale grew thy cheek and cold, colder thy kiss. The speaker explains the woman became pale and cold when she met him, distant in posture towards him. The woman's fading love and passion for him is indicated through symbols of death, specifically paleness and coldness. These symbols serve as a metaphor for her dying emotions towards him. Truly that hour foretold sorrow to this. It was truly foretold that this relationship would end. And the speaker's sorrow. The speaker comes to the realization that the downfall of their relationship was foreshadowed by their partner's cold behavior towards them. The dew of the morning sunk chill on my brow. The speaker reflects on how even the natural world seems to reflect their emotional state. The chill is not just physical but also emotional, mirroring the coldness and sorrow he feels inside. Morning as a symbolic representation of new opportunities. The cold dew on his forehead on this new beginning alludes to the unreturned love and rejection from his previous partner. It felt like the warning of what I feel now. The speaker has been forewarned about the emotional distress that he is experiencing. It implies a sense of inevitability. Perhaps he had sensed that the relationship would end in heartache. The speaker in the poem changes the tense from past to present while emphasizing how thy vows are all broken, and light is thy fame. The speaker states that the woman was in a relationship with someone else and accuses their lover of breaking promises, perhaps vows of loyalty or love. Light is thy fame suggests that the lover's reputation has diminished, perhaps due to their betrayal or dishonesty. It implies that the lover has lost their honor or respectability. I hear thy name spoken and share in its shame. The speaker hears her name mentioned and he is ashamed. They depict the woman's damaged reputation and the speaker's embarrassment upon hearing her name. The speaker's empathy towards her situation suggests he is also ashamed of himself for not satisfying her. They name thee before me, a knell to mine ear. The speaker repeatedly hears her name mentioned, and it is painful for him. Knell, the somber ringing of a bell during a funeral. A shudder comes o'er me. Why wert thou so dear? The memory of his relationship with her causes him to reminisce about their painful breakup, and he asks himself why he ever loved someone who caused such anguish of love. The poet uses a rhetorical question that carries a strong emotional and personal impact. They know not I knew thee, who knew thee too well. The speaker is aware that others do not understand the depth of the relationship, nor the betrayal. He suggests that he knew his lover too well. And knew thee too well implies that the speaker has intimate knowledge of the lover's faults or dishonesty, which has led to the pain. Long, long shall I rue thee, too deeply to tell. The speaker expresses that he will regret the relationship for a long time, and the sorrow is so profound that it cannot be fully articulated. This highlights the enduring nature of the emotional pain. The speaker not only experiences grief but also bitter regret. As the reader discovers from the use of the word rue, it comes originally from the Old English word harao, meaning sorrow. In secret we met. In silence I grieve. The speaker reflects that their relationship was secretive, and the silence now that it's over mirrors the quiet, hidden nature of the love they once shared. The grief is internalized, unspoken, that thy heart could forget, thy spirit deceive. The speaker is hurt by the fact that their lover's heart could forget their love, and that the lover's spirit was deceitful. There is a sense of betrayal and disbelief that the lover could move on or be untrue. I should meet thee after long years. How should I greet thee? With silence and tears. The speaker thinks about what would happen if he met his former lover again, how he should greet her. He states he would be silent and tearful. The poem's conclusion sees the speaker turning his attention to the future, and he questions how he would react if he were to see her again. Eventually, he concludes that he would be left feeling speechless and tearful. The repetition of the phrase silence and tears used earlier in the poem to describe their initial parting is used to emphasize that the speaker's pain would remain just as strong, highlighting the lasting emotional impact of their separation. Poet's intention. Lord Byron wrote the poem to reflect on the pain, sorrow, and torment caused by failed love and betrayal. The poet uses this poem as an outlet to express feelings and convey the emotional impact of separation. The lines in the poem reveal the poet's deep and complex emotions, showing a lingering attachment to past love, even as time has passed. 1. The poet seeks to reflect the sadness from the loss of love. In the line, "In silence and tears, that thy heart could forget," the poet aims to describe the suffering caused by separation and show that this emotion persists even as time passes. 2. The poet seeks to show the lingering torment that will persist in the future. In the line, "How should I greet thee?" with silence and tears, the poet wants to convey that the pain from this love will stay with him forever, no matter how much time passes. Group reflection. We do not be into this poem because it focuses on sadness and pain with no way out. The despair and lack of positivity in the poem make us feel disheartened about love. The reasons we dislike this poem are threefold. 1. The poet spoke of sorrow and the absence of hope. In the line, "When we two parted, in silence and tears," this line expresses separation in sorrow and silence, which makes us feel sad or discouraged, lacking hope, and finding it difficult to reach or understand. 2. The poem expresses emotions that are too intense. In the line, "They name thee before me, a knell to mine ear," the comparison of the lover's name to the sound of a bell reminding of death makes us feel that the poem carries emotions that are excessive or unnecessary, leading to a sense of dislike. Responding to exercises. 1. What was the relationship between the two persons in the poem? It's implied that the original relationship was secret, most likely an extramarital affair, and that the speaker now feels bitter upon hearing about his lover having an affair with someone else. 2. Why did they have to meet in secret? They have to meet in secret because the relationship between the speaker and that woman is an immoral relationship. The woman already had a husband when she was dating the speaker. 3. Does the word fame in line 14 suggest positive or negative meaning? How do you know? The word fame suggests negative meaning because the next line talks about the speaker's shame. The speaker's feeling of shame arose from hearing her reputation. 4. What does the word shame in line 16 imply? The word shame in line 16 implies that the lady's actions or behavior have tarnished her reputation. It suggests that her name is now associated with disgrace or dishonor, which also brings pain to the speaker as he feels a deep connection to her. 5. What could the lady have done wrong to hurt the speaker so much? How do you know? The lady likely betrayed the speaker, possibly by breaking her vows of love or being unfaithful. This is evident in lines such as, "Thy vows are all broken," line 13, which indicates that she failed to keep her promises, and "Thy spirit deceive," line 27, suggesting dishonesty or infidelity. These betrayals caused the speaker deep emotional pain and regret. 6. What figure of speech is a knell to my ear in line 18? The metaphor, "a knell to mine ear," likens the beloved's name to a death toll, heightening the sense of loss and betrayal. 7. Explain the figurative language in number 6 above. A knell is the sound of a funeral bell, typically rung to announce death. In this metaphor, the mention of the lady's name feels to the speaker like a death toll, symbolizing the end of their relationship, his emotional devastation, or the death of their shared love. 8. What is the tone of the whole poem? The tone of the poem is melancholic, mournful, and reflective. The speaker expresses deep sorrow, regret, and heartbreak over the betrayal and loss of a once cherished relationship.